So joining me now for a real-time look at how this escalation is playing out on the ground and on the water, I have Travis and Justin Maderia, fourth-generation lobster fishermen. They own Lobsterboys, which is a lobster wholesale business based on Long Island. Guys, good morning to you. Thank you for hopping on and for your time.
Good morning, Morgan.
So, Travis, let me just start with you since y'all are in different places here. The seafood industry runs on fuel. From boats to trucks to refrigeration, when oil spikes, it hits your business every step of the way. I'm curious what the past 5 or 6 weeks at war have been like for you guys.
Yeah, so I think that the trouble has been mostly on the fisherman side. I mean, you can imagine them going to the pump and paying over $3 more per gallon. It's been tough to fuel up their boats. Now with the biggest lobster fishery in the North America now opening in the spring, we're going to see dramatically the prices come down, fortunately for consumers, on our e-commerce site, lobsterboys.com. But the biggest pressure has been, and it will continue to be for the next few months, on the fishermen as the prices come down because there's such a big supply of lobsters. And, you know, it's a big cost to fuel your boats to go out there for hours every day and, not get paid a premium price as our fishermen have been paid over the last few months, which hasn't hit hard. But right now, the pressure will be put back on our fishermen. And they look to, be able to handle that because we've been through many controversies and things before like this.
Yeah, and Justin, you sell lobsters here at home, but also internationally. Do any of your lobsters physically go through the Strait of Hormuz to get to other countries?
No, majority of the lobsters will go on an airplane. They will go to the Middle East, and for a while the airways were shut down. But primarily, our business model is through the USA market on our e-commerce platform, Lobsterboys.com. So we have a much lesser risk in that international space with regard to the Strait of Hormuz. But the fuel prices, anytime that there's a geopolitical shock, the seafood industry is extremely vulnerable. These highly globalized trade supply chains, and you have the fuel dependency on the fishermen, but also through our facilities to get the product moved down into the U.S., to get on airplanes to go out, and then last mile logistics. Everybody's extremely, hit by this fuel industry.
And Travis, summer is your busy season, right? How much more can consumers expect to pay for lobster in the coming weeks and months?
So interesting, as I alluded to, the biggest lobster season's opening. So what happens is when all these seasons open, there's a tremendous amount of supply on the market, and it actually will push the consumer price down. And people should enjoy a normal price lobster this summer. With the weeks ahead, I think that we are going to still see higher fuel pricing, higher energy pricing overall, which is tough on again, the fishermen. And we have to focus on getting them help from every angle possible to fuel their boats and maintain profitability depending on how low the price is going, because you can imagine under tremendous war and pressure on the global markets, we don't know what the demand's going to be in the Middle East especially, but even overseas with China not being able to get their biggest supply of energy and everything that's going on. I mean, Lobsterboys has a dominant advantage in this place where we have our lobsterboys.com online, and we direct to the consumer. So they should be able to get that middleman cut out where we buy direct from our fishermen, sell direct to them, and they should be able to enjoy, the best quality lobster at the best pricing at, all summer year round.
Well, I can imagine all the uncertainty is keeping folks like yourselves up at night. Justin, let me end with you. I was listening to one of the interviews you did not too long ago, and just about a month ago, you said you believe this is a short-term problem and that somebody with the business acumen like President Donald Trump is not going to let this be a prolonged issue. A month later, you still believe that's the case?
I do. I think that he's not going to allow what's happened in the past in the U.S. wars happen to him, and I think that it'll be short term. We all have to think that it's going to be short term. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at a totally different situation if this lasts through the summer.